Good morning. Good
Good morning,
morning.
brother.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, wait, hold on. I was
Cheers.
going the wrong way. Sorry.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
after it.
Get after it.
Let's go.
Um, so I was trying to figure out what exactly we wanted to talk about today, this morning,
Hmm.
and I flipped open my notebook where I have just pages and pages and pages of notes, and I literally flipped it open. Right, I just went like this, whoosh, and it went on to a page where I learned from Mega Camp, and it was from Gary, and he had said something. What he said was, change is inevitable. Participation is optional. Success is not a requirement of life. And what like really drew me to that is, one, yes, it was highlighted, so obviously I really liked the quote, but it was the first line: change is inevitable.
Right.
And so much of our lives we fear that unknown, um, and most people are scared of change, and and that's okay, but embrace it. And why I think there's that fear is because it's something that we can't control, right?
Right.
We can't just say, okay, no, I'm not going to change. Like I can't control this. So um, I, what got me thinking is the 2020 election, and whoever's elected, who's ever elected, we honestly, collectively, yes, we can control it, but individually, we can't really control that. And we could be upset or happy of who's elected, but don't let that outside factor affect your personal being, or your business. The real estate market, one thing is for certain, according to staring at the stats every single day, is that real estate is not going anywhere for the next 12 months. Really, truthfully,
Yeah.
it's not going anywhere the next 12 months, regardless of who is in office.
Right.
So don't get caught up in that clickbait. I'm telling you, don't get caught up in it. Look at it from an objective point of view. Look at the hard stats that that we provide at the team meetings this Thursday at 11. You'll get some more. Look at those stats. All right.
Right.
It's so important. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit of just
Well,
keep your
change
eye on
is
the
inevitable.
prize.
Change is going to happen. Things
Yeah.
are going to happen. Things are going to be out. Here's what comes to mind when you say that to me, because I love listening when you open or when we have a conversation, because I first and foremost try to equate it to myself.
Yeah.
So I hear what you say and I say, okay, how does that fall to me? Where do I adjust to that? Where do I listen to that? And when you said that change inevitable, participation is optional, success is not guaranteed, right? Like it's not a thing that everyone in life gets that. And so it immediately makes me think to myself to control the controllables. So I
Mm-hmm.
go, the moment you say that, the moment I start to see uncertainty, the moment I start to see or I start to feel out of whack, or my life starts to get a little bit, that boat starts to rock a little bit, the seas are a little bit worse than
Yeah.
I anticipated, and that uncertainty happens, I immediately go to what can I control immediately. And for me, I was going to ask you this question, but I don't want to put you on the spot. To me, it's effort. It's
Mm-hmm.
how I work. It's what I do. It's what time I get up. It's what I do with my day. It's what shows up in my planner. It's, did I prioritize the most important thing today? Because
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what's going on outside, regardless of how big those waves are hitting this boat, if I can control that, if I can control the effort, if I can control the things that are in alignment with where I want to go, doesn't matter how hard those seas hit, doesn't matter how big that wave is. It really doesn't. It's going to rock me a little bit for sure. And then I just get more focused on my effort. I just get
Mm-hmm.
more prioritized. I just get more laser and laser
Yeah.
and laser.
Yeah.
When things are good, DJ, when things are great and the market's banging and the economy's good and money's flowing into the bank account, like, faster, checks are coming in faster than I can deposit them, right? I mean, it's all well and good. We tend to get out, our focus starts to get wider.
Mm-hmm.
We start to look at more things. There's more options. There's more things, right? But to be honest, when things start to close in on us, when things start to get tough right there, when change happens, you got to get more laser focused than ever. You've got to start to get down to, okay, what can I do? It goes back to when we started this thing at the pandemic, right? People go, oh, I can't do an open house. And they just freeze and they go, oh my God, life is over. I can't do an open house. What am I going to, you know what I mean? It's like, well, don't worry about that. I'm not worried about what I can't do. I'm worried about what I can do. What can I do? Oh, I can start a Facebook group and I can put people in touch with each other and I can start to be a bigger resource through the phone and through messages and like start to find different things to do. And those that have, right? Change is inevitable. That's a change. You got to, but here's what it is. At the moment you said that to me, I immediately, like everything started closing in. I said, all right, what can I control? I can control my effort. I can control what I personally do. And from there, now I just got to prioritize. Remember, Tim Ferriss said this at Mega Camp. I got to have ruthless prioritization, ruthless prioritization. And then from there, now nothing else matters because I got to do that.
And in that quote, as change is inevitable, participation is optional. That's the effort that you're talking about.
That's right.
So do you show up, or do you just kick back, put on the TV, and not do a damn thing?
Yeah, because you go to the mindless things. You go to distractions as opposed to getting into the fire. Right.
Yep.
Sometimes, man, when the fire goes up, do you turn and run, or do you get that hose and do you go fight it? You run to it? Sometimes you got to lean in, man. Sometimes you got to lean into the pain. You got to lean into what it is, and you just got to get through it.
So this last thing is in the fourth quarter, historically, is a slower time, and part of that is because people tend to step back a little bit. And when that happens, not only does the fourth quarter start to slip, but also the first quarter of your next year. So most people, they're working like 6 months out of the year.
Right.
I mean, realistically, their effort is 6 months out of the year. So as you said, lean into the fire, have a great fourth quarter. Maybe the numbers don't show up. Don't focus on the closings. Focus on the effort. Focus on those daily activities in the fourth quarter. And I will promise you, that first quarter of 2021 is going to be real good. Focus on that effort. Make your goals small so that you can reach them per day, and then you'll have a big first quarter. So that's my challenge to you.
Momentum. That's what we call this cool word momentum. And when you have it, it's because you've built it. You've created it. Build it now. 2021 is coming, and let's roll into that thing like a bulldozer, man.
Let's do it.
Downhill, baby.
Because I'll tell you, you have two guys right here talking that will help you, that's on the same page as you, and then you have about 7 people behind us that we're all pulling on that same rope in that same direction, and we got you. So cheers,
brother.
All right, let's get after it.